Hello, my name is Steve Bailey. I'm trying to move this out of this. This may or that little thing may show up. I'll have my head here. I'm trying to give you a quick introduction, although for me, anything quick when I start speaking is usually a challenge. Um, this is an introduction to three different, well, actually four classes that I'm teaching. I'm teaching one very large section at UMSL, which last time I checked, I had 73 out of 80 students. Um, and then I've got two smaller face-to-face sections at Merrimack, and then I've got a 25-person online course at or at Merrimack, one at Merrimack, one at Wildwood, and then a smaller online course for St. Louis Community College. So I'm teaching this a total of 4 times. To make it easy on me, I've decided to pretty much do the same class everywhere. Now, what happened to my? Ooh, I had a WordPerfect document. Oh, that's right. It is over here. So basically, here's the class. All right. This is what students really want to know: is how do I get my grade? Class participate. There's a total of 1,000 points. Class participation is 100 points. Face to face. In the 2-hour classes, it's 2 points per time we meet. In the hour and a half class, the 75-minute class, it is 3 points every time we meet. Those both make a total of 90. I then have a discretion over 10 points. And so, if you show up all the time or miss less than 2 times, chances are I'll give you all 10 of those points. If you're repeatedly gone or missing, you may only get 4 of those 10. It kind of varies. I don't have a hard rubric on that, if you will. Next part is textbook quizzes and practice. And we can bounce back to the, well, actually, we can go, I'm going to go into the, I'm going to probably bounce between Canvas, which is the UMSL site, and Blackboard, which is the, or I may do both. I know this is probably not best for you guys, but in Blackboard, there's a link to publisher material. You've got to buy the book. Let's see if it'll work. And basically what you get to each time is you're going to put them in the order I want us to do them. And you just click on that, and it is going to take you here. I get a teacher view of this. You get a different view, and I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like. This is what McGraw-Hill Learn Smart looks like. I don't sit here and check on whether you read the book. I've had very bright students say the book is really hard. It didn't make sense to me. I read it for 4 hours. So what I've done is either way, you can read the book, you can glance through it, you can, but it's all sitting here. See it loaded over here in the left column. And then or you can go down here, bottom left, and click on practice.
You haven't read anything yet. If you want, you can start to practice to see how well you know the topics in this chapter before you read.
All right, so this
Smartbook will advise you to go back to reading.
Real simple.
It
Which
looks
of the
like
following?
You do not know the topics very well.
All right, and I could have muted her. I guess that's probably what I should have done. Which of the following is not a type of law? Well, a judicial decision. Yeah, I think that's law. The judges said, here's what the law is. Fourth estate, that's a reference to the press, is it not? Legislative code, definitely law. Government agency action, you betcha. So, without even reading the book, I can kind of go, I'm very certain that I know this. You can also, if you want to, click a challenge, which will give you a harder question in the area. This is basically what we do. And if you notice, I only put them out for the first 15. I think there's a total of about 68 or 69 points. available, but as we can see, going back to the syllabus, it only counts in the syllabus as 50. Ergo, if you do all of those McGraw-Hill assignments, you've got some extra credit in this challenging class. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but my daughter, who's carrying a very good GPA at Mount Holyoke College, says she's not sure she'd take my class because it's hard. Okay, she's an excellent student. I think she would get an A, but it is a lot of work, and it's work on your own. Particularly for online students, it's relatively unsupervised. But those of you who have me face to face are going to find that I don't read the book back to you. I don't lecture on every point in the book. So we're going to have something a little bit odd going on there. You're going to have to learn a lot of this on your own. And this is, to me, an almost junior level class. I noticed, I think at least one freshman, that's probably a university designation of a transfer student or something like that. The ordinary freshman is going to struggle mightily in this class. Superb freshmen will not. It is a lot of work. All right, so let's begin looking at, so that's our textbook. Next thing is research projects and presentations. We have a case analysis of the Clark versus MKT case. And let me show you that. I'm going to go back, I'm going to go over to the UMSL section. And if you look at, there's something about 22 assignments. And it's all, this is real hard to find anything here. That's if you go there, it's really hard to navigate from there. If you go into assignments, I've tried moving some of these around, but for those of us in the UMSL class, here are all of those. I got one that got out of place. Let me see if I can get it in the right spot. I'll go back and reorder these again. This is just, I don't know why it does this stuff. I get it all set up and then it jumps around some more. And it's not giving me chapter 6. There's 7 there. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we should be doing this while we're talking to you, but if I don't do it now, I may forget. So those are all in order. Then what we've got, both at Merrimack, and I think I can't, can I go back in Merrimack? Let me go back. I'll show you it in Merrimack too. How do I get out of here? Maybe. Darn it. All right. Okay, if I click OK, maybe it'll let me out of here. Darn. Always when you're trying to do something. How do I get back to? Oh, that's how I return to Blackboard. My mistake. All right, so that's how you get back to Blackboard. At Merrimack and Wildwood, you're going to see in here assignments. All right, so it's a different deal, but that Clark paper is presented sequentially after test 1. Well, since I'm already showing this test 1, let's kind of jump to that. In the syllabus, you see this early semester test, 75 points. All right, so where was I there? I was here. So basically, this is a test over syllabus and chapters 1 to 5, inclusive of the textbook. And it is something that is live for 5 weeks. So you essentially, I'm just going to click on this here. This is the same link as we get in UMSL, the online classes. All right, so I've got 10 questions, some of which are a little bit tongue-in-cheek about learning. You know, like question 10, what I learned in this course and others is boom, boom, boom. Look at all of this. I'm not going to give you the answer, but a function of the abilities of the professor in the textbooks to clear up ambiguities in the course material. Folks, this is college. This is not kindergarten. You've got to do the struggle to get yourself clear. Okay? Next choice, directly related to how hard I work to master the material. I wonder if that's the right answer. Or inversely related to my effort to grow as a person seeking knowledge. No. Okay. Then the rest of it is fill in the blank stuff. You're going to derive these from some of my PowerPoint lectures, which are on YouTube. By watching this, you've gotten a link into that. Let's jump over. Here's the other way to get to my deal. You will find in both classes that I've got a schedule, and it's a file you'll see, LEB underscore spring underscore 18. And each one of these blue things in that leads you out to a lecture at my YouTube site. It's not perfectly organized, and I'm not sure how to reorganize it, so I'm not even going to try. This is my last semester teaching. All right. Anyway, you are free to work on this test. You basically just take your answer, do save. Every time you go in, click Save All Answers. All right. Do not click Save and Submit until you are finished and are absolutely certain I don't want to do anything more. This is due before midnight, February 18th. All right. You can start working on it today. Some of it is just you got to be able to think. All right. Here's some short answer questions. There are slight differences in the tests at UMSL and at St. Louis Community College, but all the community college kids get the same thing. You are actually free to talk to one another about this. You are not free to post the same answers. I'm a big stickler on plagiarism. I've had at least 20 cases of plagiarism in my career. I've sent 20 students to the dean. 19 of them came back with sanctions. Need I say more? There was one student that I thought it was questionable whether he was really plagiarizing because he came from a nation where quoting the master is how you show mastery. In the United States, you quote the master, but you do full citation to them, and you explain in your own words what they said. Just quoting Lao Tzu is not sufficient. All right. So that's our test. The Clark case analysis is 4 segments. It's 30 points to get the facts right, 20 points on a tiny little arcane legal issue, 40 points on explaining the law of negligence through the 3 active defenses, 2 negligence, and then the 4th one is a modernization of law. And what that looks at is the Federal Employers Liability Act. What we're dealing with is Clark versus the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad. I've got other videos on that you can find and that I lead you to that tell you about that case. So I'm not going to spend time on that here today. But essentially what we'll do, the last thing you'll see down here is a mock trial. Even with the online classes, we're going to try to do a relatively live mock trial. We may have to do it in recorded segments, but you can see that this is 195 points. This is essentially 1/5 of your grade, just slightly under that. And there's a pretrial discovery or paper phase, and then there's a live trial. That is our final exam. There is no final exam. The only real test in this class is the early semester test. All right, so let's jump. We'll look at this case presentation. I'm going to be preparing an assignment spreadsheet that will assign you a specific case. I will likely post another video that tells you exactly what's going on that assignment spreadsheet. Although, let me see if I can find an example of it. I didn't preload that. I do have some, I really don't like, I shouldn't say this, but I do not like Canvas. Ooh, bad. So here's an Excel sheet with assignments. Let me see if I can. It's a little dangerous because it does have, I don't know, we'll just, hold on. Let me just open it up. It may have student names in it, and I'll try to move it real quickly. No, there it is. All right. All right. Sorry about the delay here, folks. Let's see if it'll open. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to get rid of those student names. I know they're there for a little bit. We're going to change this FO here is going to become the Titanic. Okay, then right next to it is LRP, Legal Research Project. We're going to talk about that in a second. The next part is case presentation. And what you'll see here is a number of cases. Each one of you, you're going to find your name and travel across. And you're going to, in the Titanic, get one of the roles. In the Legal Research Project, you're going to get one of the 2 hypotheticals assigned to you. There are a total of 10 of them, and they are basically on a document that's ethical dilemma _8_08. And that is page 10 of 10 is problem 10. Page 6 of 10 is problem 6. Okay, and that's what you're going to focus on all year. I'm going to show you in a separate video how to find your case. You need to do that chop chop right away, as in yesterday. No, I'm just kidding about yesterday, but and then the one thing we don't have on this example is, let me see if I can get over, is I don't have a mock trial assignment. I will be adding a mock trial assignment. You'll either be on the defendant's side, you'll either be a witness, or you'll be an attorney. This is a semester-long project. The LRP is a semester-long project. You will actually be doing a video presentation in the case presentation around the 10th, 11th, or 12th week of class. I like to have them done. I think I may have set my schedule up for the online students that they're due as a final set at a specific time, but we'll work with our face-to-face students. Expect that you're going to have to do your case presentation, which is a live PowerPoint presentation during the basically 10th through 11th weeks of class. And we'll feed back to one another, and we'll talk some more about that. I know a lot of people prefer deaf to public speaking, but we do it in a way that I think you'll find is worthwhile. All right, so we've covered almost everything. The last things are 3 discussion boards, and look at that right there, folks. That's a 30-year grade, okay? Let's talk a little bit about discussion boards. A lot of students come to me and their writing skills and their communication skills are barely texting. This is college. This is serious. The guy who's speaking to you on a Friday when he has the day off, essentially, put on a suit and tie to make this presentation, okay? That should tell you I take this pretty seriously. I take your learning seriously. Do I need perfection in these posts? No. But if you read this little place right here, the Wall Street Journal, good luck finding a typo, good luck finding a comma splice, good luck finding improper use of verbs, good luck finding bad word choice. Ain't happening. Got me? That's a professional journal. It is written at the level of about a master's, an MBA student, or an MBA graduate. That's their audience, and they know it, and they write to it. They also realize that about 40% of all doctors read this, the MDs, and that probably is an equal number of JDs, juris doctors, lawyers read it, accountants read it. A lot of professionals read it. They are having declining deal, but anyway, what we're going to do in the Wall Street Journal beginning week 3 is we will read it in 5 sequential sections. There are 15 points every week. You read an article, and then you post your summary of that article pursuant to the instructions on that assignment. And then you do that by Wednesday of every week. And then by that Sunday, you will have responded to 2 of your classmates. This is a strictly timed program. Once those 5 weeks are up, there's no opportunity to go back. Pooh, it's gone. 75 points, that's a letter grade, folks. Look at it. That's a letter grade. Don't blow this off. Oh, I don't have time. Find time. You need to get in the habit as a professional of reading either professional journals. The Wall Street Journal may or may not be the best choice for you. It is definitely on the center right of issues. It is not an MSNBC mouthpiece. It's quite the opposite. But they generally stick to the facts, okay? The next one is a legal research project. This has week by week by 2-week assignments. You know, we go back to our schedule. We can look in here. I can expand this a little. What I've got in our schedule is I tell you what to do week 1 in the LRP. I tell you what to do in the Titanic. The Clark case analysis is that paper we were talking about. Here's the mock trial. So here are your assignments. The blue links lead to me talking about these. I know on the Constitution, I think I've got like 5 different videos. You don't necessarily need to read all of that, but I think I give you a link to the document here. I don't know what this read the document. Let me see what it does. Didn't do anything. We're looking at leads to a video. This was a legal research project. Let me see. I didn't do a very good job saving the last one, but all right. So that leads us off to a video that explains the project. Sorry, folks. This is a pretty complex class, and it's complex for professor too. So that'll get you into my site. You may have to navigate. I think, let's go back there. If you look at this, it's got these assignment explanations. I'm not sure how to get in and find my site. I'm not the most popular guy in the world. I'm trying to think how many, you can see I don't have many likes or shares or comments, but I've got a total of 20 views. These have been up for 5-6 years. So some kids decide, I don't need to read what the professor says about this. I can figure that out on my own. Okay, good luck. Am I going to give you a perfect rendition of every last thing you need to do? No. You need to figure but you need to do professional work. And I explained the legal research project there. I think I have, do I have one on the Titanic too? Let's go back into our schedule. No, I've got a document that talks about it, and that's all I have there. And I really think I'm going to leave it that way. I think that's sufficient. So the wreck of the Titanic, we take a look at a very famous case. I believe it's April 12th of 1912, give or take. It was very close to the day, same day that Lincoln was assassinated. The Titanic ran into an iceberg. There were a variety of people at fault, a lot of finger pointing, a lot of unnecessary death, but it led to a whole bunch of very interesting laws and rethinking. And students in the past have really liked that a lot. It is in depth. It will ask you to do some hard work. The legal research project, notice the middle word there, research. I actually expect you to go out and find the law on some tough, these are mostly workplace type of issues. I do have videos. I think they're a little better for UMSL students. I got them, I believe it's 1 through 7 on the website, on my YouTube website. If we go into my media at UMSL, I've arranged all of my old, that's interesting. So here's something that walks you through the Wall Street Journal. So some of these are redundant, but if we look down further, oops, I should get rid of this definitions and usage. I'm going to delete that. I got rid of that problem. It's a very good teaching tool, but all right. So here's another set of I think I'm doing no Kaltura, but basically on the LRP, we could click on this, and this is my thoughts on Group 10. And you can see I spent about 5 minutes talking about each one of them. So I give I think I give all the students, and it's pretty uniform. It's 5 to 6 minutes per topic. So I believe that is basically everything in the class. It can be a little hard to navigate. I apologize for that, but that's basically what it is. You turn everything in, you do it at a professional level, you do it on a timely level, you pretty much guarantee yourself an A. You slough around, you blow this class off, you don't do the work, you get trouble. I give a lot of A's, but the students do the work. I've been called down on the carpet at both institutions for giving too many A's. And then I show them my schedule. And then I say, hey, go watch the video about what these students had to do. I never hear back from them. I'm probably not handling it appropriately. But, you earn an A from me. And I get you ready for life in the fast lane. So, I will tell you that you must get a C for this to count, at least at the College of Business. I'm not certain about other classes. Here's my plagiarism deal. It's in the syllabus. UMSL students, I don't quite have the plagiarism. I don't have my syllabus finalized, but I should be posting that in the next day or two. I really look forward to having a good time with you guys this semester. We will have to kind of jiggle things as we go. My experience has been that online students don't persist as well as face-to-face students. So those of you in online classes, we may have to juggle a lot of the assignments and the rework, and we may have to do various conferences. I haven't fully figured out how we do face-to-face or collaborate stuff, but I'm going to be talking later today with some people who help me, at least at the UMSL. At the UMSL campus, we will have a student assistant who will help you get through the class. They cannot help you on any assignment. They are not specialists in this field. We can always question whether I'm even a specialist in this field, but I practiced law for almost 20 years, and I've been teaching this class for a decade and teaching at college for 18 years. Um, my father was a college professor. My mother was a grade school teacher. Her parents were both grade school teachers and principals. I've got a lot of educators in my family. Does that mean I know what I'm doing? No, I've got a secondary ed teaching certificate from UMSL in addition to my legal training and my undergraduate. My undergraduate's in English. I also have a math minor and a philosophy or combined math psych minor. I think writing is very, very important, and expressing yourself well. And you can see that the majority of how you're going to get points in this class is you better be able to write pretty well. You better be able to read fairly well. The best way to reach me, I don't put it in my syllabus, I don't think. Let me check. Actually, I do. The best way to reach me is right here at this telephone number. Okay, and basically I'm available from 0700 to 2100. You can email me, but I'm not 24/7 online, and I'm not sitting there waiting for your email. So text me saying, I sent you an email. Please do me the courtesy when you text me, and I know this is probably silly on my part, but I don't save student information. There's some privacy issues associated with my relationship with you that I don't want to breach by having your name stored on my phone, because my phone could disappear, and next thing you know, I've got a list of student contacts. So you're going to have to identify yourself each time. If we're engaged in an active text chat, no. But, you may have to do this. If you contact me every couple weeks, you may have to say, hey, this is Dylan from your online UMSL class. Got a question. Boom. I get back to you a little quicker text, although I leave my phone on silent, so I don't always get them. I don't always recognize the buzz. I walk my dogs 3 times a day. I'm usually up at 5:30 in the morning. We take a walk then. We try to take another one about 2, and then we try to take another one after dinner. I'll be blunt with you, by about 8 o'clock at night. I'm 60 years old. This is my last semesters. I'm beginning to wear down. So I know a lot of students don't really begin working till 10:30. I've kind of shut down for the day by then most nights. Go ahead. You can text me. I'm usually awake enough, but if I've got to get up and go to the computer, it may not happen. Simply because I struggle going back to sleep and I need my rest. I hope this was helpful, and really looking forward to it. Should be a fun year. Thanks. Bye.